Hello, spelling group number 1 in class number 2. I hope you guys are doing well this morning. This video is for William, David, Nathan, and Josias, group number 1. And I gave you your first spelling words yesterday, which was the word white, paper, cut, and sick, okay? So what I want you to do is on the paper where you wrote down your spelling words, on the back side, turn the paper over, and I'm gonna give you a spelling test. Now, I don't want you to turn the paper on the other side and look at how it's spelled. You were supposed to write each word 6 times. If you didn't do so, you can pause the video, do that right now, and then come back, and then I'm gonna give you your first spelling test, okay? Are you ready? Okay, no peeking. Your first word is, I'm gonna go backwards. Sick, it's 1 syllable, sick. Now think about your vowels and think about your multi-letter phonograms, okay? You don't have to mark them, but you can if you want to, okay? I'll give you just 10 seconds to write that down. The next word I want you to write is cut, and it's cut, 1 syllable. Think of your vowels and if there's any phonograms, multi-letter phonograms, okay? Your next word is paper, paper. It's 2 syllables. You don't have to split up the word into 2 syllables when you write it. You can if you want to. The reason we split it up to syllables because we look at 1 syllable at a time when we apply the rules of spelling. So you think of pay, think of the vowels, what sound is it saying? Think of the rules. And then per. Is that a multi-letter phonogram? Okay, and your last word is white, the word white. The paper is white, okay, it's white, 1 syllable. Okay, so I want you to write your name on the back side of this paper, and I want you to write the date, and it's always gonna be on the upper right-hand corner, okay? Tomorrow I'll give you another spelling test. And they're both practice tests, they're not real tests, so they're not gonna go in your notebook binder, okay? It's just to see, I just wanna see if you learned the word. You should be able to read the 4 words on your own. The words that I gave you were sick, cut, paper, and white, okay? So those are part of your vocabulary now as far as reading them. I'm sure you use them in your speech, but you should be able to recognize them when you read and be able to read them. Okay, so go ahead and turn your paper around, but you're not going to go back and correct any mistakes that you see, okay? Just leave it, because I'm going to give you the same 4 words again tomorrow, okay? To see if you can if you missed any, if you could get them right tomorrow. And it's okay, it's just a practice test. Okay, I'm gonna give you 2 new words that we're going to add to the words that I gave you yesterday. So I gave you white, paper, cut, sick. So I'm going to give you a new word, new spelling word, and your new spelling word is, let me get my book here. Gave. She gave the boy a rock. Gave. Gave. 1 syllable. Okay, go ahead and attempt to write it on your own, applying the rules that you learned last year. And if you don't remember them, I will keep going over and over and over until we learn them. If you don't remember the phonics, I'm going to be putting out a video possibly today or tomorrow. So you can review your phonics. I'm borrowing my daughter's phone because my phone is not good at uploading videos, so we're trying to share her phone, so I don't know if I can get it in today, but I'll for sure get it in by tomorrow, okay? So the word is, remember, I want nice penmanship. Gave, 1 syllable. Okay, so we have ga, A, V, and a silent E. Why do you suppose we use a silent E? In this case, there's two reasons why that silent E is there. Rule number one is it's there to tell the vowel to say its second sound. Because remember, A says, the A says A, ah. If it's an A, we leave it alone. If it's an A, we underline it. If it's an ah, we write a 3 because it's a third sound. This is an A. The E is rule number one. Double line means it's silent, and it's telling the A to say A. The second reason it's there, which we don't have to write, we always write the first one that comes, is it tells it's there to hold the V from falling over. V and U take a 2. So it's rule number one and rule number 2. V and U. Anytime you have a V and a U, it takes a silent E. Okay? Rule number 2, V and U take a 2. Your next spelling word is give. Give. Okay? Give is a present tense. This is a past tense. That means this happened in the past. In the present, we give. Give. G, I, V, and a silent E again. Okay? Why do we have a silent E? If it doesn't make a sound, seems like we shouldn't have it there, but it's there. Why is it there? Well, let's look at our vowel. Is it telling the I to say I? No, because it's not the second sound. Okay, you don't have to write this over here on your paper. This is just to help you remember how many sounds. The I has 2 sounds, I and I. The second one is underlined. First one we don't mark. G, iv. It's a first sound, so it's not there to tell the I to say I. So it's not rule number 1. Rule number 2 is V and U take a 2. There's a V here. So because of the V, the English words do not end in V. So we put a silent E, and it's rule number 2. Rule number 2. Okay, I said I was going to give you 2 words, but you know what? I think I'm going to give you 4 because they're kind of easy. I know you guys can do it, otherwise I wouldn't. And I believe we backtracked. I went back a few weeks in our spelling. I think you've already had these spelling words last year, but I wanted to make the first few weeks a little bit of a refresher, and I didn't want to just jump right into the hard words, okay? So the next word is easy peasy. The word is free. Free. Liberty is not free. Free. E, double E always says E. This is a multi-letter phonogram. It's E, double E always says E. And we don't have to mark anything else. And your 4th word, I'm going to move this up. Your 4th word is back. Back. Please come back after you're done. Back. Back. Okay? Ba, a, and it's a 2-letter. This is a multi-letter phonogram. It's a 2-letter k. Okay? But why do we use a 2-letter k? Why don't we use just, let me see. Why don't we just use a back? That still says back. Or why don't we use just a K? There's a rule that we follow. 2-letter K is used after a single vowel, single means one vowel, that says its first sound. So this is A, it's the first sound, A. So after a single vowel, that means only one vowel with a first sound, we use a 2-letter K. If this said the second sound or the third sound, we would probably just use the K, okay, as in bake, okay? So these are your new words: gave, give, free, and back. Now I want you to write each one of these 6 times, okay? Write them each 6 times. I want you to be able to look at them and read them. So tomorrow, I'm going to give you another test. I'm going to give you these 4 words. Okay, the one, if you miss any today or tomorrow, I'll write the ones you missed I'll correct it over the weekend, and I'll send the ones that you missed on a piece of paper to write them again 6 times. You don't have to take another test, but ask your mom and dad if they can listen to you read the words to make sure you know how to recognize and be able to read the words. Okay? So tomorrow's a test on these 4 words. Be able to read them, study them, and there'll be a video tomorrow with 4 new words plus a test in the beginning. All right? We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.